What's up, everybody? This is Hawksby from Hawksby Games with another video, and today I'd like to discuss the EB Games Expo. I was there on the Friday, which is 2 days ago of making of this video, and I wanted to discuss two large games that were shown there this year. Call of Duty Ghosts, which is a very large franchise, if everyone knows. You get enough 8-year-olds playing it. And Titanfall, which both of these games are going to be on the Xbox One. I know originally I made a video saying how I hated the Xbox One. The ideas that they had were just plain stupid, but I've kind of crossed over to the dark side now. They've removed all the DRM, and sure, Connector's still there, and it makes it more expensive, but they've made some good choices overall. So anyway, let's move on to Call of Duty Ghosts. So when I got there, I waited in the line for 2 hours for Call of Duty Ghosts, almost 2.5, and I got into the booth like they had an extra space, and I joined in while I was like maybe 3/4 of the line, and I didn't get time to look much at the class loadouts and all those and everything else, like with customizations of your squad and stuff like that. So I didn't get much time to check it out. So I literally I had maybe 10 seconds before the game started when I got in, so I just picked a class and ran. And yeah, that was it. But from what I saw, I looked at it and I'm just like, what's going on? Like, if I was playing Black Ops 2, I could sit there because I wasn't used to I was straight up used to the pick 10 system. As soon as I picked it up, I'm just like, yeah, I know how this works, and I just literally went on and just figured it out like straight away. But I look at this now, I'm just like, what's going on? So I'm just going to assume there's a bit of a learning curve when it comes to the new system. Where I think Infinity Ward said that it was going to be very similar to the Pick 10 system. They inspired, in a way, I could say, if I'm taking the quote correctly from them. But it looks, it's a lot different. I mean, some of the perks you get are pretty crazy too, but I quickly dashed through like everything else. Just like, okay, weapons, awesome. Uh, score streaks, awesome. Or point streak, I don't even know how the streak system works anymore. It is really, really goddamn confusing. I'd love to figure it out. Yeah, I also just went, okay, perks, yep, that looks good, and I just went on with whatever I was given. Yeah, but I'm just mainly because I don't know much about the gameplay. It's your standard Call of Duty as far as I can tell. There are improvements. That's all I know because I didn't get time to inspect it. If I went in leisurely, I would have had more time to look at classes and customize it to my liking, and and also not all the weapons were unlocked. That too, it was just you'd have like only two weapons unlocked for each section, so I didn't get much of a variety anyway, so it wouldn't matter. And not all the score streaks and all the perks were unlocked, so it didn't really matter anyway. I only got part of the game. It's still a demo at an expo, so it didn't really matter. I wasn't getting the full experience like other places would have, like publishers and such. I don't know if they are, but that's just my assumption. Anyway, but I can definitely tell you, upgrading to next gen, running off the Xbox One, it does look pretty good. It's not like overhaul of graphics. I don't expect it from a launch title. That I don't expect it from Call of Duty in general because they're not the prettiest looking games on the market, but generally the game does look better on a next gen console. There's better lighting, the shadings are better. It's everything you expect from this generation. It's not going to be like the previous generation where it's like you get from these little crappy shadings to like the greatest looking thing ever in like 3 or 4 years. It's it looks alright for a launch title, looks alright for this next gen game because it's not an overhaul of graphics, but looks generally better. We won't see anything good until 3 or 4 years down the track, but it was a fairly good game. It was fairly good for what I got to experience because I didn't get much time with it, but it was pretty good. Anyway, so now I'd like to move on with Titanfall. Now, Titanfall, they had that at the Xbox One booth. It was about an hour in, like maybe an hour and a half waiting, less than that probably. In the line, they actually gave me a Microsoft Surface, and I was just sitting there playing Halo Spartan Assault. It was quite entertaining. I sucked at it, but it was quite a lot of fun. But anyway, I got in there. Once I got in, they gave me a card, like this little card I had to hand back, and it's just to make sure like you didn't cut the line or anything, or it's so then they only get like five, or I think it's 5 or 6 people in at once. Anyway, but you get in there and they take you into this little room and they show you these two videos: the E3 introduction to the first trailer actually, yeah, the first trailer from E3 this year, and then they take you and show you another one, which is the one that they have that comes with the demo, and it explains everything that's going to be in the demo. It explained basically that they have three classes for the soldiers and three classes for the Titans. That's another thing, different classes for Titans. It was very exciting. And they explained like what each soldier was better for. So they'd have like a sneaky one, they'd have like a kind of a more assassin type soldier. They had a more close quarters type soldier, and then they also had this standard soldier, and I just picked it up because it's easiest to conform with. I just want to get out there and just shoot the crap out of everything. And then they also had the different type of Titans where they had the support type where like it have more weapons such as like that would more instead of damaging more it would be something around like just stunning them, or but it would still be pretty powerful by itself. They also had your standard one, which just was there just to be a standard front up Titan, and then you had your heavy hitter, which was most damage causing. These guys had the big rockets, and they just rape you like freaking crazy. But it was I tried the more like support kind of one, but with the support, I actually felt more that I was like even with the support one, I did feel more I could charge out there and just destroy everything. I'd still be fine. Like I don't even need to do anything too crazy. It was pretty easy just charging out there while I was the support type. Anyway, so the parkour system that you've seen before, you can scale the walls, you can double jump, you can do all this crazy stuff. Everything is reachable on the map. It may not be everything's not instantaneously reachable, but everything is reachable. If it's there on the map, you can climb it. Like it's not like you won't be able to jump outside the map and and like roam around like that. It's managed so you can't, but it's still you can scale pretty much anything that's intended in the map, and it is a lot of fun doing so. It helps you strategize, it helps you fight off enemies. It is a lot of fun scaling walls, and the game is also very balanced too. That also made the experience really great. Other than the parkour system that lets you scale out and jump around, the soldiers don't feel too weak to the Titans, and the Titans don't feel too weak against the soldiers. The soldiers both collide together in this epic battle, and they're very, very balanced. Coming from a lot of first-person shooters that have very unbalanced weaponry, like Call of Duty, yeah, sadly. Anyway, but it was a very, very balanced game, and I can't say I haven't played a game that was very balanced compared to this. It was a lot balanced than I expected it would be. It was also a lot of fun playing as a Titan. It was the way it was balanced is that like you won't die very quickly, but if you literally charge out there, and I think it was mainly because I was a support unit, but it's also I discussed to some of the other people I played with, and they agreed with me. It was mainly because you can't just charge out there. You have to be evasive as well, because there's soldiers that can literally jump onto random Titans' backs. Like they don't even like even in the initial trailer they use an eject and they jump on top of it, but you can just jump on it anyway. Like I got maybe like six I killed maybe like six Titans just by jumping on top of them, like just from a roof or something, because it was that easy. But if you really, really want to be, you got to be evasive. You've got to be ready for anything that comes your way, because you can't just do that. And it's helpful because there's actually like an evade option that is not. I think it's like has a bit. It has a bit of a recharge and has like two uses, and then it has to recharge, or you can just use it once and it recharges. So that would help you like evade all these soldiers as well as the other Titans that try to fight you off. Now, I'm going to quickly discuss the game type we played. It was multiplayer campaign, and it's not like what you'd usually play. It's basically it was just team deathmatch, and then they added like a story on top of it. It's not like, oh, okay, so it's not like Dead Rising or something like that. So it's like, oh, okay, well here's the story, and you're gonna be learning about the main story, and this guy's gonna come along as well. It's you play as a team, you fight off the enemy team, and the way it works is that if in the demo that I played, it's just your general team deathmatch. One person wins, one person loses based off score. First person to the highest score wins, and also there's a time limit. And there was also like an add-on that they had at the end where once you finished and the other team won, the losing team had to run back to their ship to escape. And if they didn't do that in time before the Titans and super soldiers got to shoot the ship down, then they generally would just we well, it's not really bad for the other players. It's just the opposing team who had to shoot it down would just get more experience. And I think I ranked up to like maybe level 7 or something just in one game. I think they reset it every time. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. I generally recommend it greatly. If you haven't considered buying it or you haven't seen any of the trailers, definitely check it out because it is a very great game. Anyway, oh wait, before I leave, I might just quickly add on how the Xbox One controller felt because it didn't have an Xbox One controller with the with Titanfall, but there was a Xbox One controller with Call of Duty Ghosts, and I can tell you everything felt like I liked how there wasn't any battery packs. Like the battery pack, how they've managed it is actually really good. I liked how they moved it out of the way. It takes less space out, but everything felt a little tight in my opinion. Like you'd have your whole hands around it, and it's even though like that battery pack's been removed, it just the way it feels is that like you're all bunched up together, like holding this controller. It has a weird feeling to it. I don't know, like if it's just me. I didn't hear anyone else complaining about it while they were playing, but it just felt a little too bunched up together. It really didn't feel. It wasn't really my cup of tea when it comes to controllers. Like it's probably just me. It's probably just because I only had a little bit of time to play it. But yeah, it was pretty good for what I got to use. A little bit clunky and well, not really clunky. A little bit bunched up close, but it was all right. I only got like 5 6 minutes playing it, but I reckon I'll get used to it once I get the final console. Well, that's enough of me speaking about these two pretty good games. Well, Titanfall's amazing, and Call of Duty is pretty good. But anyway, this is Hawksfear from Hawksfear Games. See you later.